Hey everybody, it's Tanya Kersey. I hope that you guys can all hear me. I am here from sunny California and I just wanted to jump on to talk about something that every day I get emails and phone calls and messages on social media about how to do something. How do I get an agent? How do I finance my film? And it's constant and it's really how should I say it? It's really painful for me to see the kinds of questions that come by because I realize that there's a lot of things lacking. And that's the reason why people are asking all these questions and why they're not meeting the success that they should have. So what I want to talk to you about today are the top 4 reasons why you're not achieving your goals, your filmmaking career goals, and what you can do to start achieving them. What are the things that you can do to turn that around? So the number 1 reason is not understanding this industry. And that's why I get people saying, how do I get an agent? I've got 5 scripts and they've never even attended an industry event. They don't know anybody. They've just written these scripts. They want to get an agent. They don't know the industry. And that goes for so many people. You have to understand the industry that you're in. You've got to understand how it works. And for those of you who don't, let me just say that, you can get a college degree, but it doesn't guarantee anything in the film industry. Matter of fact, someone sent me a message the other day and said, I got a college degree in film and I'm not getting anywhere. And we're in a day and age where Google is everywhere. All you have to do is Google. You got to get information, guys. When I was moving out to LA as an actress model 30 years ago, it was before there was any cell phones, email, any of that. What I did was I subscribed to the industry trades here in California and I read every book that I could on, how to break into the industry, what I needed to do. And that's what you got to do. And it's so simple these days. All you have to do is go to Google. Google how to make a movie. Go on the major film websites, and get all the information you can so that you understand the industry that you're in. If you're going to become a doctor and you want to do surgery, you got to go to school and learn how to do it. And you got to go to school or be educated if you want to be in this industry. So that's the number 1 reason. And that's huge because that really keeps people from being able to make the moves, the strategic moves that they need to make to move forward in the business. So the way to turn that around, like I said, is to educate yourself. Go online, go to all the film and screenwriting websites, go to the trade publications. There are lots of different news and information sites out there. Find out the good ones because not all of them are good, obviously. And you find out what's going on in the industry and you become a part of it because that's going to make a huge difference. You got to be in it to win it. You got to be in the industry somehow. You have to have some connection. Go to a film festival, go to a film conference. Be in the industry. Learn how the industry works so you don't have those questions. Now, the second reason, and it ties into the first reason, is because you don't have that understanding of how the industry works. You don't have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, you don't know where you're going, right? So you have goals, but how are you going to reach those goals? You got to have a plan, guys. And that means you really have to, understand what it's going to take for you to get to where you want to be. If you want to get your film made, what's it going to take to get your film made? What are those steps? What I find a lot is, people say they want to get a film made, they get to a certain point, and then they realize that they don't have the things that they need, like the network. Everybody needs a network in Hollywood. And if you wait until a certain point, in the filmmaking process, when you need people, you don't have the people that can help you, and you need help. Filmmaking is a collaborative experience. So one of the first things in your plan that you want to do is to have a strategic networking strategy. And it's not that you just want to meet anybody. You want to meet the kind of people that you need in your circle so that you can move forward and build your career. So let's go back over that. The number one reason you're not achieving your goals is not understanding the industry, not understanding how it works, not understanding that it doesn't matter if you've, written 10 scripts. That doesn't mean you can get an agent. That's not what you should be looking for. So that means you're just wasting your time. And you're not achieving your goals, and you're wondering why. Well, the reason is because it's not that easy. It's not that easy to get an agent when you don't know anybody and nobody knows you. And then the other thing is that you don't know. What you don't know is what you don't know. I guess that's the best way of saying it. So that's the number one reason, the number you're doing. And the third reason is not willing to invest in yourself. That's a huge reason. It's critical, guys. See, here's the thing. You work all this time on putting your script together, right? And you want to take it out into the marketplace, but you haven't invested in having anybody do coverage on your script because you think it's great. And I understand that, and it's probably a great idea. But I'll tell you that in the 25 years I've been in this industry, I have yet to read a script that's market ready. Every script needs development, and that's what happens when you go into the studio system. They help you develop your script, but if you're on your own, you've got to do a lot of work. You need to have 8 or 9 drafts of your script and go over it with industry professionals, not with your parents or your friends, but people who really understand the industry and can help you make sure that the script is something that's marketable and it has all the elements that you need to have in it. So you got to invest in that, guys. It makes no sense to write a script, which is, this is your dream, this is your heart, this is what you want to do in your life, and not do what you need to do to make sure it's good. Because like I said, I've never read a script that's just ready to go. I mean, literally, I don't care how great you say it is. And I'll tell you that a lot of my friends who are produced screenwriters who have had, box office releases and made millions of dollars, they still send their scripts around to their friends in the industry to get coverage and get notes. So it's not just, something that beginners in the industry need to do. It's something that you need to do because that's just part of making your script better. So that's one of the ways you don't invest. The second way is, if you need help, if you don't know what you're doing, you got to find somebody to help you. You can look for a mentor, sure, but it's hard to find a mentor. I've seen very few mentors out there willing to coach you and to help you in the way that you need it. Going to film school, that just teaches you the craft. I have clients who went to film school and then they come to me because film school didn't teach them the industry, and they get out, with a degree in film production, and they have no idea, what to do in terms of the business. So if you find yourself not understanding what you need to be doing, and not really having a grasp of, how things are going to play out, you need to have somebody. You need to find a coach. That's what I do, okay? But you need to find somebody that's going to help you and that's going to look at what you have and look at your scripts and look at your career and look at the whole package. Figure out what's missing. Figure out what you need to do to move forward and step forward, because it's not something that you can see yourself. You really need help in that area. And then, let's see, that was number 3, and I'm looking at my notes, guys. And number 4 is you're busy, but you're not productive. So I hear all the time, people, oh, I'm so busy, I got so much going on, I got, everybody got a bunch of projects and stuff, and there's two things with that. Number 1 is being busy doesn't mean you're productive. So you want to make sure that you're taking actionable steps every single day so that you're doing something to move your career forward. You want to do that every day, literally. Do something to move your career forward. Okay, and then the other thing is, if you're not, let's see what that was, if you're not productive and you're just busy and you have a lot of things going on, that's the problem. You need to focus on one thing, work on one project. I know it may sound cool and everything to say, I got all these projects I'm working on, but it's hard to do that. You need to focus on one. Let's get one project, let's get it financed, shoot it, get it through post, and get it out there into the marketplace. Instead of working on all these different projects, all these different scripts you're writing, and they're all taking your attention away. You really need to focus, I always say, on one thing. And that may be hard for you because you do have a lot of projects and you're wondering, which one do you want to start with? And here's a tip. You start with the one that's going to be the easiest for you to actually make. So you don't want a film that's big out of scope with, big car chases and fires and locations and everything. You want to start with a small drama, a nice film where you can really show off your directing prowess and your writing ability. And start small. I know everybody has great ideas and, you have scripts that you want to tell stories of, but you want to get in the business. You want to make some noise. And the way to do that is to really show your abilities by showing how, showing the industry and showing people around you, what you can do. So that's really important too. Focusing on that one thing and taking it all the way out so that you actually, get into a film festival. You leave the film festival with some man in the street interviews and some press and some buzz, and take it all the way to, where you try to sell it. And if you can't get a distributor, you sell it on your website, but take it all the way. Make a film and make it successful instead of just being busy and having all these projects. So those are my 4 things. Let me go over them one more time. I hope you got them. Number 1 reason why your filmmaking career, you're not achieving your goals, and how to turn it around and start achieving your goals is, number 1 is you want to have some industry knowledge. You want to be knowledgeable about the industry. Number 2 is you want to have a plan. You want to know what's the next step. Okay, I finished my script. What do I do next? Right? You got to have a plan with the steps laid out so you know what you want to do next. The third thing is you're not willing to invest, and you've got to invest. Like the other day, I was talking to some filmmakers. They said that they were going to the American film market. And clearly, they had no idea how to prepare for it. They were asking me questions where I knew right off the bat that they didn't really know what to do. They were just going. My thing is, if you're going and you're going to spend that money to fly to LA, to stay in a hotel, to pay the cost of going to the American film market, to quote unquote pitch your project, you better know exactly what you're doing. You better get informed and educated about, what AFM is and how you do things, because there definitely is a way to attend AFM. And it's not that you just go and it just happens. It's a big event with thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people from around the world buying and selling films. And you're going to get lost, completely lost, if you don't know what you're doing. So those are the situations where you have to invest in yourself. Take a workshop on AFM. Learn what you need to do. Learn how to put together a package for AFM, which is very different from a regular pitch package. Get all of those ducks in a row so that you can go there and be successful. See, a lot of people go and do all of these things without the plan, without investing in the information and knowledge and support, and then nothing happens. And there's far too many filmmakers that have been in this industry for years and nothing's happening. They're in the same place that they were last year and the year before and the year before. And it's going to continue that way. Nothing is going to change until you change it. You've got to be the change that you want to see. So you've got to, learn how to do things different. Because if you do the same thing the same way, not going to happen, guys. Look at your career and figure out what's missing. Why aren't you being successful? Why aren't you achieving the goals that you want to achieve? And then make those shifts. Because if you don't do it, like I said, you'll be at the same place next year, next time. Even like, hopefully, well, I'm in my private Facebook group. So, You guys are already in the group. And let me ask you a question. Are you communicating? Are you engaging in conversation? If you're not meeting the goals, you need to start talking and acting and being and all of that kind of stuff. So here's this Facebook group that I have. I'm in there every day. And why aren't you asking me questions? If there are things that you need to move forward, ask them, speak them, talk to people. Hey, Sherry, I see you. Hey, Justin, I see you. And I see somebody else. Hey, hey, hey. So anyways, those are the things that I really wanted to talk to you guys about because it's just so important. Forgive the airplane overhead, and to really understand these things. It doesn't just happen. A career just doesn't fall out the sky. It's never about just your script. It's more than that. When you go in to pitch your script, you got to know how to pitch it, or else nobody will ever hear what a great story you have. There's so many elements in this industry that are critical. It's a business, guys, and you got to think of it as a business. You got to get the help that you need. You got to have a plan. You got to be focused, and you have to take action every single day. Take an action towards moving you ahead. Plan out what your goals are for the whole year, and figure out what you need to get there. And then start doing those things as opposed to just, you've got your script ready and you've got all these things, but nothing's really happening and you're not doing anything. You're not being proactive. You don't want to do that. You want to be proactive. You want to, really have an idea of what your next steps are. You want to know what the path to success is and you want to follow it. That's how you become successful in this industry. And I promise you, it's not as difficult to achieve some level of success in this industry as people may think it is. It's just people aren't doing it the right way. They're not going about things the way they need to be doing. So, think about what I said, guys. If you have any comments, questions or anything, post them in the group and I'll be sure to answer them. And have a nice day, everybody. Thanks for listening and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.